Hi, today on Cabal Cast is going to be my 500 celebration subscriber video commentary. Super excited for this game here. And I just wanted to say quickly thank you very, very, very much for all the support you guys giving me throughout my years of casting. I just wanted to say, yeah, thank you very much once again. And I'm hoping to bring you guys more video commentaries throughout the future. It is fantastic. As of right now, at this point, we are at 510 subscribers. So that's going to be pretty good. 10 subscribers in like what, 2 days? That's incredible. I find that very, very incredible. So let's get into this game here. I chose this game. It's on the members tab. It's got 2 wubs and it features 2 legendary players, Maze and Technique. Ladder Season 3 champion Technique and expert player Maze. Black Hand versus Trial 59. And we're going to be on the map Tournament Highlands. Okay, so let's start off in the right side here. We see this is going to be Cyan. This is Maze. He's playing as a Cyan. Black Hand. Going to be going for the tip spike in the north path of the map. And then in the left side of the map, it's Ladder Season 3 champion Technique, playing as the green Traveler 59. Going to go for the tip spikes on his side of the map. So Tournament Highlands, very similar to Tournament Badlands, but it's a little bit nicer, a little bit more, greener. Tip spikes and Buzzer Squad's going to go for some early scouting for Technique. He's going to go and see what Maze is going to be doing. We're going to be on the patch 1.02 plus R12 because the Black Hand squads have only 4 squads instead of 6. And this can be very, very good. Oh, unless Technique has broke off his Buzzer Squads and one of them will get taken out, but that's fine. And it looks like some refineries have been placed down now for both players. Well, Extractor because Technique is Scrin, so that's kind of why. A Warp Sphere and a Warp Factory. So we're going for some vehicles here, and it looks like Maze is going to be going for a bike. Not a bike. This is a buggy, and hopefully he's trying to get some do some anti-scouting. We'll see if he can do that. Technique. I'm not sure if he scouted Maze's base. I don't think he did. Oh no, he did. He snuck a Buzzer Squad into the base of Maze, so that's kind of unfortunate. He does see that there's a buggy here, so he's absolutely sure that there's going to be no rushes of any kind, no bikes, no flame tanks, or nothing like that. So Technique is safe at this. He's going to place his second Extractor, and he's going to go for another power plant, and then probably he's going to expand to the north here where some more green Tiberium is going to be placed. Maze is going to be going for a Black Hand squad, or Cabal squad, and he's going to be scouting Technique's base, not at his main base, but I think he's probably going to, I think he might be fast-teching. This could be a nerf center, and he's going to be waiting to place it down. It is a nerf center, so he could go for a fast tech, and he's building something else from his drone platform. It could be another reactor, because we're building way too quickly to be a tech lab. It's a portal. Okay, it's a portal, so yeah, and he's building something else from his tech lab. This could be a stasis chamber, I believe, so very interesting tactics coming out from Technique, so we'll see what he's going to be able to do here. He's got 5 and 2 on this field, which is the proper ratio, and it is a station chamber. He's been going for an upgrade already. This could be advanced articulators, because it's such a cheap upgrade to get. And he sold his war factory. Oh, could be very crazy. Technique plays on another portal, and Maze notices this already, so he could be going for some fast disintegrator squads. Oh no, he's gonna go for some shock troopers. Oh, shock troopers, this could be very good. And with the help of the stasis chamber, with the fast legs and the plasma disc launchers, this could be very good. Oh, a nice teleport there, avoiding the hallucinogenic grenades from those Black Hand squads. Maze is going to be preparing for this. He's going to be going for some straight up buggies. He's just going on to his expansion right now, so he could definitely do this off. However, the shock troopers already have the fast legs, and they're going to go for some harvester harassment. They could definitely reveal the stealth for the harvesters if Technique decides to throw down a Buzzer Swarm support power. And it looks like he's been stealing some blue tip from the bottom half of the map here. I'm not sure if Maze he has been doing the same thing, which is correct. And yeah, with this, this is old school technology here, not technology, but old school gameplay here. A player by the name of God, he used to be a Traveler 59 player way back in the day, back in 1.02. He used to love playing Traveler 59, and his infantry, shock troopers, and disintegrator squads were just insanely overpowered. So Technique is going to go back to basics. He's going back to the 1.02 plus, no, not 1.2 plus, but going back to the 1.02 era with just spam Traveler shock troopers. And this could be very powerful if Maze is not prepared to do this. Because he's Black Hand, he's not able to get the lasers from his buggies, so this could definitely be costly. However, he can defend his base with the supercharged particle beams, is it supercharged or charged? I keep forgetting. Anyway, so with Technique having these shock troopers, it could be very deadly, but Maze is going to have to get a lot of these Braider buggies here to deal with all these shock troopers. And with the shock troopers, they can just teleport away, and the buggies can just hopefully just chase them down. But with this much carnage, it's just hard to tell who's going to win. But with the shock troopers having the plasma disc launchers, they're just eradicating all these buggy scouts that Maze has. And Maze should not be going for some Scorpion tanks because he wants to defend his base against those shock troopers. He's going to have to get the charged particle beams for his defenses and place down a lot of shredder turrets. In the meantime, Technique is just constantly pumping out these shock troopers and getting his base up in order. He could definitely go for a hexapod if he wanted to, but I think he's intent on just dealing with some damage with these shock troopers because this could be very, very good. But a lot of Blackhand squads, and they do have the Black Disciple upgrade, so that's going to be pretty good. But these shock troopers have nothing on the Professor Cabal squads. But he's going for a 2-prone attack now. He took down the power plants, and with this, Technique could be doing very good damage. The power is definitely going to be down, but the flame tanks are coming out of the war factories, so Maze is intent on just dealing as much damage as possibly can to these shock troopers. But with the teleport ability, Technique can just teleport from one area to another, boop, boop, just like that, and then do a lot more damage. But half of his force is trying to deal with this Professor Cabal squad. But Technique can't use his shock troopers against these Professor Cabal squads. He needs like he doesn't need disintegrator squads. He needs like buzzers or gunwalkers. And he rebuilt his war factory, so he is going to be going for some gunwalkers here, and he is. With this in mind, Technique did a lot of damage. Well, he didn't do a lot of damage to Maze. He did just got the power plants. That's about it. I'm not sure whether those shock troopers, but I think may have been destroyed or something. I wasn't paying attention. But back up here, those buggy scouts are focusing on the shock troopers, while the gunwalkers are focusing on the infantry. And yeah, it's just with the poking and prodding of Technique with these squads here, he even throws down the buzzer storm support power. It ultimately just drives Maze into a rock and a hard place, because with these shock troopers, there's just so many of them that the buggy scouts can't deal with this. And Maze he's probably shaking his head right now and thinking, how can I stop this as Blackhand? Because Technique has just got insane map control with these shock troopers. It's just insane. And with the buggy scouts, it's just not going to work. He needs something else as Blackhand, and I think the answer to that might be a base push. Oh, Technique captured a flame tank. This could be very powerful, but Maze is on top of things. He's sending the Scorpion tanks to destroy that, and that flame tank will not be able to get anywhere. Is that a mastermind? No, it's cultists. Okay, so cultists there. Matt controlled that flame tank, and I don't think Maze saw that. Oh, now he saw it, and the flame tank will not be able to take out anything else. He will barbecue a couple of these radio buggies, but that's going to be about it. He's not going to take a dander at that refinery. And with that, in doing so, the charged particle beams has been finally upgraded with for Maze. So now these shock troopers, they can still keep the map control while it's a lot of squads. But he's got to be careful if he wants to teleport inside the base of Maze. And Maze might have to go for a double MCV or triple MCV to deal with all of these shock trooper squads. With a lot of these gunwalkers here, actually one of them is elite already, so that's pretty powerful. And Technique is just pushing in to the base of Maze. And Maze, I don't know how he can come back from this. It's just, it feels like Technique is just sort of playing with Maze a little bit. With this strategy here, it's a great strategy, and I'm glad I kind of watched this. But with Blackhand, it doesn't work very well unless you just spam the hell out of these shredder turrets. And even then are just getting focused down quite hard. And Maze is just placing down like these in the weeds in the garden, basically. But with these shock troopers, they're just taking them all out. And Maze still doesn't have a double MCV. He's just placing down as many of these stuff as he possibly can. But now the MCV is being focused down, and these shock troopers are actually, even the laser field is not going to help. These shock troopers, they will definitely get taken out eventually, but with the MCV gone, that's going to be it for Maze. And all he has left is that single war factory, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, it's just... we see heroic a gunwalker from Technique. That's insane, and I think this might be GG for Maze. Yeah, with this last production structure going down, it's just over. I mean, Maze places down a Temple of Nod, a fake Temple of Nod, just for the hell of it. And I think he might be saying his GGs in chat. And yeah, so with this strategy comes very powerful. He has some corruptors up here as well to take out the top half of the base from Maze. And if you think about it, like 2 corruptors is well, 3 corruptors is like basically the same thing as a flame tank, and they can spray their corrosive ooze on infantry. So this is definitely going to be a win for Technique. And we're just waiting for Technique to just destroy the rest of Maze's buildings, and that'll be GG. And the Maze has finally been defeated. So, you know what? One-sided game. Yeah, I know. Not the best game for my 500th subscriber celebration video, but you know what? I showed you guys a very unique strategy of the old 1.02 era where it's shock troopers. So units craft, structures, resources, and stats. So yeah, only 76,841 resources gathered by Maze, and Technique had pretty much... no, we had like over 30,000 more. All right, so there's a game on tournament. What map is that? Tournament. I forgot already. Wow, I can't believe I just hardly forgot about what map that is. I'll definitely remember it eventually. But oh yeah, Tournament Highlands. That's what it's called. So Tournament Highlands. My name's Cabal, and I'll see you guys all next time. And you thought the video was over. No, it's not. Welcome to game number 2, and we're going to be in Command & Conquer Tiberian Wars to do a 1 versus 1 view commentary. So, you know what? I thought last game's was a little short, a little bit one-sided. So I decided to go and find another replay, and I found this one. It's very, very old. And you look at the players and thinking, you haven't seen these players forever. So it's going to be Apollo playing as a Scrin, and then Chaos playing as Nod. So before I get into this game, just a little bit of insight on these players here. So Apollo used to be the original experts for Tiberian Wars back in the day. He made Scrin very powerful and knew how to play them instantly. And Apollo was like all over the Command & Conquer universe. He was a Tiberian Wars expert. He was a King's Wrath expert. He was a Command & Conquer General 0 Hour expert. So he's been all over the Command & Conquer universe, and he's played a lot of Red 3 as well. So that's Apollo, and his opponent is going to be Chaos. So Chaos is used to be one of the top tier Nod players back in the day. He actually went up against Dackle in the Battlecast Primetime episode of Kane's Challenge, I believe. So it's amazing how I remember all of this, because I used to watch a lot of Battlecast Primetime back in the day, and Chaos was one of the top Nod players. So he made it to the top of the ladder as Nod, and he's going to be playing as his own vanilla faction. So we're going to be getting started here on Small Town USA. And in the top right here, we see this is going to be purple. This is Chaos. He's playing as the Chocolate Nod. And then in the bottom left, we see Apollo playing as the red Scrin. So both players are going to capture their tip spike. So just out of curiosity, I wanted to know how many of you guys remember these players. If you leave a like in my video and then in the description down below, tell me if you remember these players, Chaos and Apollo, because I'd like to know more about them someday. So both players are going to go grab some tip spikes, and Foundry here. So obviously this is like the 1.02 days or 1. I can't remember when this patch was out, but it's super old. So Hand of Nod getting the tip spikes, and this is 25 credits a second, not 10 credits a second, unfortunately. So it's a lot of economy. And Apollo's going to go for a double extractor, which he can use to get out faster harvesters. This is definitely going to be the era where base creeping to your expansion, instead of building like an explorer or emissary or just expanding with MCV, is a lot better, because base creeping is pretty good. So Chaos is going to go for a war factory, and he placed it quite far away. So he's going to go for a base creep, and you place 2 war factories, which is a little bit weird considering that he has a lot of he could place on another extractor, but Apollo did that exact same thing, and he's base creeping as well to this expansion here. So both players are going to one player is going to the right while the other player is going to the left, and it's going to be like a top versus bottom. But Apollo has captured the garrison structures near the base of Chaos, and he's going to be exactly knowing when and where Chaos is going to strike. But at the same time, Apollo, he didn't capture his own garrison structures, so if Chaos wants to, he can go put some militant squads inside those buildings, but he's got to watch out that the Buzzard squads don't manage to take him out. And a couple of secret tanks out here from Apollo attacking a couple of Scorpion tanks, and the Scorpion tanks are just doing a little bit of scouting to see what Apollo has. He has a couple of warp spheres on this little bridge here that's going to be another more area base for Diapollo to get through the expansion right here, and looks like he's at an expansion, but Chaos is not. I think his intent is going for some straight Scorpion tanks, and you know what? This could be very powerful, but at the same time, Skrin with those Disintegrator squads from those portals, Diapollo is very experienced in this type of faction that he definitely knows what to do. And I think maybe this could be a little bit of diversion, but looks like Chaos is expanding with his MCV, so he is going to go for the old school strategy, but Diapollo is in a little bit of trouble with the Scorpion tanks because he has a little bit less economy because he didn't go for the base cube expansion, so this putting him a little bit behind for the economy race, and I think he will lose a couple of harvesters even with the photon cannon in support, but I think he'll be just fine. With these secret tanks, they have to travel a little bit of a distance from those warp spheres to destroy them, and a lot of the Scorpion tanks are just being built from those war factories, so I'm not sure how Chaos is doing this right now. Diapollo is placing down photon cannons left and right, and he's bringing some secret tanks in as well. But he is going to be losing a couple of harvesters, and this is not what Diapollo needs. His Skrin is a little bit disorganized right now. But with these defenses, he should be able to destroy the rest of the Scorpion tanks and make them retreat back to the north half of the map here, where Chaos is going to be expanding with his MCV, just placing down his refinery. And just so you know, placing refineries in this day and age was a lot faster than placing refineries in King's Wrath because they're $2,000 instead of $3,000. So that is why. And Scorpion tanks from Chaos are still over here. They're just keeping that area safe up there. They could attack the tip spikes if he's lucky. But anyway, the more Scorpion tanks from Chaos is going to be in this expansion of Diapollo. And they're doing a little bit of harvester harassment as well. They could manage to take it out now if Diapollo is lucky. He could save that harvester, but I don't think he can. He's going to lose one that's almost fully full of green tips, so that's going to be a little bit wasted. But these Scorpion tanks now are just taken to him, and Diapollo he's fighting war on two fronts now, and losing a couple of harvesters is not good. But at the same time, I mean, he has an expansion, so he's going to be doing pretty good. Although Chaos, with a lot of those Scorpion tanks were destroyed. However, he did a lot of economic damage to Diapollo, and in doing so, he is mining happily from his main field. And I just like to see when this happens. He's building buggies right now, and they build so fast that the war factory doesn't have a chance of just closing down and opening up fast again. So it's kind of funny how that does. And placed on his operations center, so he's gonna be at tier 2. Tier 2 in Nod's area was just flame tanks, and not a whole lot comes out from those operations center. And the dozer blades are at the tech lab back then, and not the operations center. So basically, you need a tech lab if you're Skrin and Nod and GDI in Tiberian Wars. Without a tech lab, you're basically just fighting on tier 1 vehicles. So anyway, we see Chaos is going to be going through the southern map with his Scorpion tanks. I'm not sure if he does have to deal with that lightning spike, but I'm not sure if it's going to be much of a problem with him. He is going to be backtracking a little bit just to make sure that he can pull Diapollo out of position and hopefully do some damage. But the nerve center is out from Diapollo, so he could be going for a tech lab. I'm not sure if he's building one from his drone platform, not his foundry. But anyway, he's got some decent economy. He's got 3 and 3 at his field right here. Meanwhile, Chaos is like, what, 4 and 3? So yeah, it's better economy, and he has the tech lab, so he could be going for some dozer blades. A little bit stalled on cash, but that's to be expected. We see that Diapollo is going to be attacking with his secret tanks, throwing on the drone support power to keep his secret tanks afoot. But we see a Obelisk of Light and the Stasis Shield. That was a beautiful stasis, getting down a majority of the Scorpion tanks and a single avatar inside the stasis. So that's going to be pretty good, and the Obelisk of Light will be destroyed, but I'm not sure what the Diapollo is hoping to accomplish here, because he threw down a lot of money to destroy this assault, hopefully to catch some harvesters, but unfortunately that will not do so. And he lost a lot of his secret tanks in that forest there. He did manage to stop all those Scorpion tanks, which do have the dozer blades, so that's going to be pretty good. And looks like Chaos is going to go for a strike on Diapollo's base. I'm not sure if Diapollo has a technology assembler. He does, and he almost has a storm column. So if Chaos wants to attack, he has to attack now before the defense goes off here. But he throws down the Catalyst Missile, and that is a devastating blow. The Catalyst Missile's range in Tiberian Wars is like that. So that's insane, and that hurts Diapollo a lot. So that kind of sucks, and now his build radius is like up to there. So with that in mind, Chaos is just moving into the base right here and doing a lot of damage against Diapollo. He finally puts down his Storm Column, but he has some tripods here to defend, and this definitely could work, although he has to deal with those avatars. So it may not be so good for Diapollo, because that Storm Column went down like nothing. And with this avatars on the backside of things, and a Tip Vapor Bomb taking out all of Diapollo's production structures, and the laser capacitors is done for Chaos, and that is the end of Diapollo. So 2 pretty short games, but I wanted to do something special for you guys, and this is the only thing I could think of. It was either that or cast a 43-minute video of King's Wrath, and I was actually contemplating on whether to do that or not. But at the same time, I mean, I wanted to bring, something I haven't done before, and this is something I haven't done before: casting 2 games simultaneously in 2 different, 2 different games, basically. You get what I mean. So units scrapped, structures scrapped, resources and stats. So it looks like Chaos was only able to mine $2,000 more than Diapollo. All right, so there's both your games. My name's Cabal, and this time I will see you guys all next time.